living situations for a housing crisis. Today is Monday and it's August. I don't even know. It's 5th or 6th. I don't even know. But it's nice outside. The smoke is kind of dissipating. You can kind of see the mountain in the back. And I'm in a really good mood. My wife's making a big breakfast as usual. Now, somebody asked me, because of the housing crisis, are people being forced or living alone now, or most likely to be living alone because of the situation with the housing crisis and stuff? I don't think so. I think it's the opposite. I think people are grouping and banding together to combine incomes, to live together, to offset the expensive cost of living. That's what's happening. I think people are banding more together. I think, like for the city of Vancouver, it's, for me, when I was single, it was next to impossible to meet somebody. Women want tall, muscular guys. I'm only 5'6", maybe 5'7", if on a good day. And yeah, so that for me was out of the question there. To meet somebody, a local Canadian woman or something, it would have been out of the question. But there are a lot of people that are banding together, getting together, and splitting the costs on bills. There's some what you would call roommates, right? But people are actually taking it to a point where there's 3-4 people living in a flat or an apartment, and they're actually pulling in for food because they realize when they buy a pack of hot dogs, it's cheaper than going out and buying an individual hot dog. And then an individual hot dog, it's cheaper that people pool money together and buy a pack of hot dogs, buy a pack of eggs instead of going out for breakfast. And there's quite a few stories I've heard, and people that I have spoken to and messaged me, that the housing crisis, for example, in Vancouver, in Sydney and Melbourne, in New Zealand, have gotten so bad that people are pooling money for food. So you got 5-6 people living in a house, and if you could pool, let's say $100 a week for food per person, that's $400 a month, which is not, well, that's per person. That's a little bit too much, especially if you're buying in bulk. So you're looking at about $60 per person per week, and that's 3 meals a day, and that's not bad to eat in. Because if you eat out 3 times a day, it adds up. First, you get sick like a dog. Second, you don't know what you're eating, right? So it's better if you prepare at home and you have a rotation system. That's one thing. But people living apart because of the housing crisis, I could see a woman saying, well, if we can't have a house, I don't want to be with you, like type of thing. My dream is to have a house with a white picket fence, and I don't want to be in a relationship with you. I could see that happening, yes. But the whole people being apart, because no, I think people are banding together to save on costs. And it's happened. A lot of people messaged me and tell me. There was one guy that messaged me from New Zealand that there was 18 people in the house that they lived in, and there was rotation. I read an article. It's on file. You can look it up on Google. There's 44 people to one house. I read it on the channel like a year and a half ago in New Zealand. 44 people to one house is like a kennel, right? So I want to know what you guys think. Are you guys banding together to save on costs? And roommating or collaborating, or I don't even, whatever you want to call it? Or are you guys staying apart and just renting out simple rooms and keeping it simple? I'd like to know. Comment below. It was a really good question someone asked me. If you have any questions on my thoughts on what I think, I don't know anything, but I can tell you my points of views on what I think. And the housing crisis looks like it's going to have some sort of a correction sometime soon. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you guys think.